The crew of the drifting vessel had been awake for 3 cycles after the impact that crippled their engines. The ship belonged to a peaceful exploration guild that traveled far beyond their charts, and their journey had gone well until a surge of invisible fragments tore through their propulsion ring. The crew patched what they could, but the power grid fell into darkness, and the cold began to spread. The commander, a thoughtful leader named Keller, stood near the command display that flickered with weak light. He looked at his second officer, a calm thinker named Rilna, and understood that they had only one option left. They needed to send a distress signal. Rilna prepared the beacon, using the last stable current they had. The beacon reached an open channel used by many fleets, yet they knew the chances were small. They were far from any known outpost. They hoped for a miracle. The distress signal drifted through space like a lonely voice calling out for help. Hours passed. The crew began to feel the weight of silence. Keller tried to maintain order, guiding everyone to conserve oxygen and energy. Rilna monitored the display, even though it dimmed with every minute. Then a single notification flashed, soft but unmistakable. Someone had received their call. Across a distant sector, a human spacecraft known as the Horizon was performing a patrol. The ship belonged to Earth's response fleet and carried a small team of specialists. At its helm sat a pilot named Dale. He was known for his steady hands and remarkable reflexes, and many crews respected him for navigating routes others considered hopeless. When he saw the signal, he brought up its coded set of coordinates. He noticed that the ship sending it was unknown to Earth records, yet he saw that the message carried a tone of sincerity and urgency. Dale reported it to command, but due to distance and a limited window, the fleet granted him permission to act on his own. He adjusted the engines and set a direct course toward the lost vessel Dot. As the Horizon accelerated, Dale reviewed the unfamiliar signature of the damaged ship. Its energy reading was faint. He understood that time mattered. The farther he traveled, the quieter the signal grew. He pushed the engines to full output. The vibration of the ship increased, but he held the course without hesitation. Dale reminded himself that even if the crew of the other ship were strangers to Earth, they deserved help. He had seen many vessels fall silent due to late rescue, and he refused to let that happen again. The alien crew watched the radar with growing fear as the temperature inside the vessel dropped. Rilna activated a thin layer of emergency insulation around the central chamber. Keller guided several crew members into a shared area, hoping their proximity would hold warmth for a little longer. Suddenly, one of the officers called out that they had detected an incoming craft. The entire group looked toward the viewport, where a faint shimmer approached. Rilna noted the shape and realized it was not one of their own design. Keller wondered if the ship belonged to a species that might seek advantage. He calmed the crew and waited. The Horizon approached cautiously. Dale activated the external lights to reveal his non-violent intent. The alien ship's hull showed cracks, drifting debris, and darkened windows. Dale opened a communication line and sent a calm message identifying himself as a rescue pilot from Earth. To his relief, a voice answered. Keller introduced himself and expressed gratitude. His tone carried fatigue, but also hope. Dale informed him that he would dock and supply energy before helping them stabilize the vessel. Keller acknowledged the plan. Dale aligned the Horizon with the crippled vessel and activated magnetic clamps. The docking procedure was delicate due to the other ship's damaged structure. Once secure, Dale put on an adaptive suit that could withstand atmospheric differences and walked toward the airlock. The moment the doors connected, a chill seeped through his helmet. The alien vessel's pressure was stable but extremely cold. He entered carefully. Rilna greeted him as the doors slid open. She had large reflective eyes and a posture that conveyed both caution and relief. Dale offered a nod to show peace. Rilna led him into the main chamber where the remaining crew gathered. Keller approached with measured steps. His tall form seemed weakened by exhaustion. Dale assured him that he brought portable power units and heating modules. Keller expressed sincere thanks and guided Dale to the central console where the power grid had collapsed. Dale examined the damage and realized that they needed an external energy transfer. He returned to the horizon and brought several compact reactors designed for emergencies. As he installed them, warmth began to return to the ship. The crew slowly felt their limbs relax. Rilna assisted by stabilizing cables, while Keller coordinated everyone. Dale worked quickly, attaching conduits and repairing small breaches. When power flickered back to life, soft light spread across the corridors. The crew let out a quiet collective breath. Though relief filled the air, the engines remained disabled. Keller explained that the propulsion ring required a complete alignment, something difficult without dock facilities. Dale considered the design. Even though he had never seen such a system, he recognized structural principles similar to human engineering. He offered to help realign the panel segments manually. Rilna hesitated, explaining that the exterior axis was dangerously unstable. Dale insisted that he could handle it. Keller studied him for a moment, and then agreed. Dale stepped into the outer hall through a maintenance hatch. The vacuum of space surrounded him as he anchored himself to the ship's framework. The propulsion ring had 3 large segments bent inward from the earlier collision. Using tools from the horizon, Dale applied force to straighten them and seal cracked joints. Every movement required precision. Keller monitored his progress through the vessel's sensors, while Rilna communicated updates through the intercom. Dale worked steadily even when floating debris drifted by. After some time, he signaled that the ring was functional enough for a controlled jump. When he returned inside, the crew greeted him with gratitude. Though their faces differed from human features, their emotions were clear. Keller thanked him for risking his life for strangers. Dale simply replied that he believed no call for help should ever be ignored. The crew admired his conviction. Rilna prepared the navigation path back to a safe region and asked Dale if he would accompany them until their engines proved stable. He agreed. As they set their course, the repaired engines hummed with cautious strength. The ship began to move, slow at first, but steady. Dale stayed near the command console to monitor feedback. Keller stood beside him, observing the pilot's confidence and skill. He had never met a human before, but he felt respect for the species that trained someone like Dale. Rilna focused on calculations, guiding the vessel toward an area where their guild maintained a distant station. During the journey, the crew regained their composure. Some prepared reports, while others repaired small interior components. Dale visited different sections to ensure all systems operated correctly. The crew asked him questions about Earth. He explained that humans aimed to explore peacefully, but always believed in helping those in need. His voice carried sincerity. The crew listened with fascination. Their own guild believed in unity through shared knowledge, and Dale's actions reflected that ideal. Hours later, the vessel neared the edge of their home region. A faint signal from their station began to appear. Rilna contacted the station and gave an update about their condition. The station authorities praised Dale's efforts and prepared to receive them. Keller walked to Dale and thanked him again, expressing that their survival would become part of their guild's record. Dale replied that he was glad to assist and hoped their guild would continue its exploration safely. When the vessel reached the station, support units guided them into a secure dock. As the crew exited, several station members approached with medical kits and repair equipment. Keller introduced Dale to them, describing him as the reason they had survived. The station members bowed slightly in respect. Dale felt humbled. He did not rescue them for recognition, but their gratitude touched him all the same. After a brief inspection, the station leader invited Dale to a small gathering to honor his efforts. The chamber had warm light, soft seating, and gentle sounds produced by harmonic devices. Keller spoke about the moment they believed all hope was lost and how the arrival of a human pilot changed everything. Rilna added that his calm presence gave the crew strength even before the repairs began. Dale listened quietly. He responded that courage was easier to show when lives depended on it, and anyone in his position would have done the same. As the gathering continued, Keller offered Dale a symbolic token of their guild. It was a small metallic ring with etched lines representing shared journeys. Dale accepted it with respect. He knew it carried meaning far beyond its size. Rilna then asked if Earth would permit future contact. Dale explained that he would send a report to Earth's fleet describing the peaceful guild and their need for cooperative channels. The station members seemed pleased. They believed alliances could bring mutual knowledge and safety in unknown regions. When it was time for Dale to depart, the crew accompanied him to the dock. Keller placed a hand over his chest in a traditional gesture of gratitude. Rilna thanked him for every risk he took. Dale boarded the Horizon and prepared for departure. The alien vessel, now repaired and